Good morning, everybody. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a great Sunday morning. I am much redder than I was last week. For some reason, in my infinite wisdom, I decided, I'm just going to set my chair right here out in the sun. That sounds like a good place to fly from yesterday. I am pretty well cooked, only on one side, though. Anywho, I had a great day, kind of racing. Basically, we went out, set up the 2022 global qualifier for multi-GP, and just ran some practice. Made sure the timer was working well because it's kind of in a weird spot compared to where we always have the timer. It's an interesting track. We had it all measured out. Very fun track. Flows very well. And I liked it. Progressively got faster and faster throughout the day. Then started crashing more and more throughout the day. I guess that kind of goes without saying. Good morning, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Dan. It's Tweet FPV. Thanks for coming out. If you're new here, let us know. Put a comment down in the box. Say, hey, first time. If you're here new, glad to see you. If you've been around a while, thanks for coming out. Always appreciate it. Steady Eddie first in the comments. It says more than one way. Driving back from New York, took first in the rookie finals at I.O. Congratulations. Round of applause for Steady FPV. I wish I had an applause button. I would have done that, but keeping things simple. Oh my God, I hope this isn't what simple looks like. This is a mess. This is an absolute horrific mess. But it's because we need to finish the words. We need to finish the beast class today. I have got to get this bench clear, and I got to get this thing done. It's been sitting on the bench for 3 months, I think, maybe 2. A lot. It's been there for a long time. I need to get it done. Need to get it flying. I've done other builds in between this one that I haven't shown all you guys, but there will be a flight edit dropping maybe this week, next week, something like that, that is gonna just... I'm actually excited to edit my flight videos. Yeah, I'm actually excited. The race footage, it's just basically find a good heat on the card, slap some music on it, intro, outro, call it a day. Nothing too terribly exciting, but about the GP track, it's very fun. I didn't race last year's at all. This year, I've actually gotten on Velocidrone and done the sim a little bit. I know I've said in the past that I don't think simming makes you fly any better. It's good for beginners learning how to fly, and it helps you learn the path of travel, but it didn't really equate to real life. I've made a lot of changes to my computer that I think has made the difference. Prior, I was on a laptop, 30 FPS, real low-end processor, low-end GPU. Now I've got a screaming rig over here, and I'm finally like trying to sim. And yeah, it translates. It translates very well. But you have to have a high frame rate. Something about the physics. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So I've been doing that a little bit more, trying to carve out some time to do it. I've got some cool patrons over on my, patrons over on my Discord that every once in a while they want to fly on a sim. It's just hard getting everybody on the same sim. I played Liftoff for the first time last week, and it's like playing a video game. I don't like it at all for racing. It's probably pretty cool for doing acro stuff, which I do prefer Liftoff for acro, but if it comes down to racing, it's Velocidrone or nothing. Itchy. Anywho, well, that's a lot of rambling. Fly Zone Drone, good morning. How are you doing today? Ryan Settlemeyer, glad to have you out this morning. Sco, I hit you up on Discord. I completely forgot about you last week. My bad. I feel terrible about it. Steady Eddie was talking about doing a Freedom Spec class, which is kind of like a 533 sponsored spec class where you've got to use their motors and their frames. Yeah, okay, screw that. I have this little calculator. I put a link to it on Steady Eddie's comment. Actually, let me put it in the description here. Let's see, race. No. Spec. Cal. C-L. C-A-L-C. Wow, I did not spell that even close to right. Alright, I'll put it in the video description. And it is this guy here. A really interesting way to kind of make a impromptu spec class. You punch in your quad weight, KV, cell count, prop diameter, and prop pitch, and it'll give you your motor scaling. So you have like a throttle cut. So let's take my typical. This is the one I raced all day yesterday, and it survived all day yesterday. Either that means I'm getting better or I'm not pushing hard enough. Probably a little bit of both. But this guy clocks out at 495 all up with the LiPo. It's an HD0 quad. Motor KV on this bad boy here is 1960. I am on a 6-cell battery. The props are the R32s, which I believe are a 5.1 inch. Yeah, they're a 5.1 inch prop. And the pitch, trying to read it off the prop here, is a 3.8. So for my quad to level it myself out to a 3S 480 gram 1960 kV spec, I would have to do a 51% throttle limit. Okay. I think this would be a very fun way to just level everybody out and make a like a spec class without actually requiring anybody to buy any specific equipment. So I'll leave that in the video description for you guys if you want to give that a try next time you're out flying by yourself or with your race buddies. The only piece of equipment you need to have is a scale, and then you can put your throttle limit either in your radio or you can do it in Betaflight. And then everybody's just got to be cool and be on the honor system as far as the throttle limit goes. What do you think? I think it's kind of a cool idea. I think it is a very cool idea. Paul McDonald, good morning. Chat did the jumpy thing, and it's not letting me scroll with the scrolly wheel on my mouse. Probably because I closed Logitech Hub. Might be why. I try to close down. That seems working now. Try to close down all the superfluous applications on my computer before I start streaming because my internet sucks and I don't know why. Never know if it's the computer or if it's actually the internet service. Sergio Lopez, positive vibes, bro. Thank you for all your videos. Hard work, yeah, no problem. Thanks for being a supporter. And you can be a supporter in any way you want. You can go to shifty.com, click the affiliate links, become a patron, join my Discord, just watch the videos, like, subscribe, all that stuff. It all helps. I very much appreciate any and all help I get. All right, Mike Bergman, how you doing this morning? Borked, thanks for coming out. One Vision Arrow, how you doing this morning? Yeah, let's see. Going through the comments. Good morning, Dan. Love the grips. Tickle that thumbs up. 22 watching and 8 thumbs. Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you guys? Oh, love my coffee. I need more coffee. It's August 13th, right? Oh, 12th? Well, it's 12th where I'm at. I don't know where you're at. Stedia says spec format also made it more enjoyable to watch line of sight. Oh yeah, that's the slow everybody down. It definitely makes it a much nicer experience for spectators. The downside to our event yesterday is we had 3 people sign up, including myself. Now it wasn't a official global qualifier, which that'll be next month. We've already got it advertised for the Delta 5 multi-GP group, but I am genuinely worried for the future of the Delta 5 multi-GP group. It's just not a lot of interest. A lot of the regulars have moved away. People aren't showing up. I don't know. It's tough. I'm part of like the Northern Alabama FPV Racers group. Same deal there. Nobody's racing anymore. Things are getting expensive. Time is in short supply. It's a struggle. It has been a struggle. Stolen Yako says, I've been struggling about which charge to get. I sold my Hoda D6 Plus. Which one do you recommend? I got you. This one. The Hoda D6 Pro. This is the only charger I recommend to people. It is priced right, reliable, at least the two that I have, they've been reliable. It's fully featured, it's not super big, and it has AC power, so when I go to the field, we have power at the field, and we also have generators if we need them, but we have wall power. I just pop my LiPo sack and take it with me. Love this charger. It is a great charger. It's noisy, unfortunately. The fan just runs all the time on it, and it is not a quiet fan. But that is the charger I recommend. And if you're going to get it, go to tweetfv.com, click that Race Day Quad or Get FPV link, and buy it. Every bit helps me out. If you build it, they will come. Yeah, we built it. They left. Yeah, I don't know. I can certainly do that for you. I'm a little bit less prepared than I usually am today. For some reason. Kind of suck. The Hoda and the Hobby Mate are the exact same charger. There is no difference between them other than the color and the name. The insides are exactly the same. The function is exactly the same. So there you go. We're going to focus more on spec, tiny trainer, and whoop events in the winter. Yeah, we used to do a bunch of whoop events. Then, you know, the big C word happened, and we haven't done any whoop events since then. The guy that hosted it, he moved to a different state, unfortunately. But oh well, so was life. Anyways, so didn't break anything, which was really weird. That track is a battery burner. Definitely pushing the batteries and motors a lot harder than I usually do. Did have one weird issue. What was it? Oh, I was having a lot of fail safes. If you watch back through that video, you'll see that it'll say bad RX, like every once in a while, or no, RX loss. I don't remember. I gotta go back and look at it, but it would happen a lot. Like a lot. If I ever like crash and land on the ground, I had to like stand up with my radio over my head, try to get a connection. I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming it's probably the receiver or the antenna's bad. I don't know. I gotta dig into it, figure out what the heck's going on with it. A lot of little micro fail safes, which I haven't had before. So something has changed. I don't know if it's a firmware issue. It's probably not. It's probably from crashing and screwing up the antennas enough times. So something. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. Anywho, other additions. I got these guys. I got them beautiful AG01 minis in my my Zorro, and here is the only difference that these make to your radio. Ready? That's it. That, and they make the radio cost double. I got a review video on it. I recorded it yesterday, and I'm in the middle of editing it. That'll be out very soon. But I would... I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But I flew them all day yesterday. Got about 20 packs on them. I like them. They're nice. Are they better than the originals? No. I mean, they're better, but are they worth $100? I have to say no. Yeah, unfortunately. They do look cool as shit, though. They look really cool. They don't come with these stick ends. These are my TBS Crown Jewels, so these are my preferred stick ends. But if you do order the AGO ones, just know for the minis, just know they are M3 threads for whatever stick end you want to buy for them. Did you file 20 packs of 1 battery charge on Zoro? Oh yeah, plenty. Let's see, I haven't charged it yet, and I am at 7.3 volts is what's left in here. Sorry, 7 volts. So it's pretty close to, I can do like an entire day of racing on 1 charge. The weird thing is my goggle battery didn't survive the day. I've never had issues with the goggle battery not being able to perform all day long and then some. But something I found out about the Orca pilots is I was fine, started the race, started the heat, and then the back corner where you go over the hurdle, I would get a beep, beep, low bat, and then it would go away. Come around again, beep, beep, low bat. All right. Came around again, got a beep, beep, low bat, and then going through the starting gate, it just says, you're done, and it just shut off. Like, when you get the low battery warning on the Orcas, you better freaking land, because that is like, it's like a 1 minute warning, if that. It shut down fast. SYR Gaming says, is a Dragon X5 a good frame? I have no idea. Let's go look. Come on. Come on, Google. Do the thing. Alright, let's go over here. Dragon X5 frame. Sold at Banggood and AliExpress. Already, that's a bad sign. It is a Chameleon clone. Nope, it is probably not a good frame. I would buy a actual Chameleon before I bought this. I know it's more expensive. Wish I had better pictures. Like, can we zoom in on this? Oh yeah, we can. Oh, screw you, Banggood. There we go. So, sponsored by Honey. No, it's not. It just won't go away. So it looks like the carbon is at least running the right direction here. Not so much on the base plate, so you're gonna get a bit of flex in there. But it's, I mean, it's probably fine. It's a Chameleon clone, an Armaton Chameleon clone. The Armaton Chameleons have a lifetime warranty on them. Armaton. So what's the price difference? Frames. So here is the one they're trying to copy is this one here. Discontinued. Much different carbon fiber. Unfortunately, the way the Chameleon is they cut the carbon fiber the wrong way, which has always been an issue with armored frames, and they don't give two what you think. They're going to keep making them the way they make them. It's a cost-cutting measure to cut the frame this way. You can most likely they can fit more on a sheet and have a higher yield by cutting it wrong. But you see the carbon fiber strands are running the short length here and here. The carbon fiber is strong in one particular orientation, and that would be along the longer the run. A continuous run of carbon fiber, the stronger it is. So this is very not strong. I thought the Chameleon wasn't I thought it was a multi-piece base plate. Oh, I guess it is a little bit different. But it is very reminiscent of the Chameleon, at least the front and the body. The frames are a little bit different. or the arm and the center plate's a little bit different. So I don't know. It doesn't look bad. The arms are cut right, at least. It looks like it's 30 by 30 only mounting, and the mounting screws are integral to the arms, I believe. It's kind of what it looks like, just the way those press nuts look. So as far as like a serviceability aspect goes, might be a little more difficult. And I'm looking this way because this is where my monitor is, not just to throw you guys off. But I don't know. Couldn't be that bad. Couldn't be that bad. Ricardo Ferrero said a few days ago, JB mentioned, why isn't 3D printing like paper printing? Just turn on and print, no fiddling or troubleshooting. I share the same feeling. Well, printing used to be fiddly as shit. Remember, we used to have tractor feed printers, and they would get all jammed up, and then we went to individual sheet printers. Now we have laser jets, ink jets, and they were fiddly for a very long time, and it's just recently that printers have become pretty reliable. For a consumer price. 3D printing is very reliable at a non-consumer price. You have a lot of different companies trying to do different things. Let's take motorcycle suspension. It's all basically the same. Everybody kind of does basically the same thing. You look at mountain bike suspension, every company has their own idea of how it should work. And until everybody kind of figures out like, oh, nope, this is the way we should do it for 3D printing, for whatever, you're going to have that unreliability because everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel and become the innovator of something special, something new. The closest thing to a print and go printer you can get is at a consumer price is the Prusa Mark III. Literally, put it together, jam the filament in there, select the right profile, slice, print, walk away. After the initial setup, just walk away. This printer is, I'd say 99% reliable for me. I'd have to look at the spec, but I have printed way more than the average person will ever print in all sorts of different materials. It's out there. It is out there. Just like my brother paper printer. It's a laser black and white printer. It gets jammed once in a while, not very often, but it's only printing one piece of material, paper, with one type of material, or, filament, which is toner. It's not a lot of variability. It's like, why are Apple phones so darn reliable? Because they've designed the OS for one device. Why are there weird little bugs with Android phones? Because this is the market share of what's out there, and it has to work for a ton of different hardware. If you really think about it, this is a superior operating system because it works for darn near everything. If there was only one Android phone, the operating system would probably be flawless. So that's kind of my thoughts about why 3D printing isn't just, 2D printer reliable. You know what I mean? It's just my thoughts. Yeah, Morton Upshot, exactly. Yeah. Still flying my drone with a X9 Lite transmitter. Awesome transmitter. I'd keep doing it. X9 Lite is a great radio. I very much like it. The Marmot has removable arms. Yes, that is correct. The Marmot. I don't know. I mean, I used to have armament frames just because they had the lifetime warranty, but the warranty was such a pain in the butt to get a hold of and everything else. I just stopped, and plus there was weird resonance issues. Good morning, Carbon Cage. How are you? Good day to you too. Yeah. Let's do a super chat giveaway today. What do you guys think? You guys want to do that? Let's see. Let's do a poll here. I've got what you want. Let's go 5-inch race frame camera, 1S charger. You pick. All right. do a super chat giveaway. About 11:45, we'll spin the wheel for it. So what I've got is that was way more difficult than it should have been. I've got a 5-inch race frame. This is the AOS 5R with the Magic Space Grade, super fancy. No one's ever done it. Carbon fiber arms. And I've got a camera here. This is a CADX Turbo SDR2. And a 1S charger, your pick. I've got the ISDT UC4. This is a PH 2.0 over USB-C. I've got one of the Strix PH 2.0. This does high volt regular off of the XT60. And then the Beta FPV. I don't know what they call this thing, but it's USB-C powered. Does PH 2.0 and BT 2.0. So you guys pick. What do you want? Pick what you want. If you you know what? Screw it. Just if we do a super chat giveaway, you just pick one of whatever of these 4 or 5 things that you want. I don't give a. I don't know where it went. All right, well, the UC4 charger disappeared. I'm sure I'll find it somewhere with a vacuum wheel. Yeah, let's the heck with the poll. We won't do that. So $5 super chat, put you on the board for any one of those 5 things. Camera, frame, or one of the 1S chargers. And you can do $5 super chat through the YouTube thing down there, or you can go to twiffy.com and click the PayPal link and send that to me through PayPal. It's your choice. PayPal takes a 30% cut, but that's fine by me. They give me the platform to talk to you guys, so they can. That's fine by me. Okay, I'll get that out of the way. We talked about the AGO1 gimbals, sort of. I don't know. I don't know if I'd really recommend them. They're cool. I'll tell you that. They are cool. But I don't think they're worth it at all. About to hit Monday morning here. You want me to tell you who wins? Yeah, go for it. Oh, yeah, sorry. YouTube takes 30% more than... my bad. Having a hard time with words this morning. It's been weird. Wouldn't gimbals last longer? No, they wouldn't. Because the material of the gimbal makes absolutely no difference, because the pivoting surfaces are riding on bearings. The bearings are the same. That's the only moving part. The tension bar for the throttle is riding on a arced surface. Let me grab one of the old gimbals. We can talk about this. There's a lot of marketing wankery that goes on with gimbals, and you know what? Let's clear the air here. Let's get to the bench view. Oh, why is this camera not on? I know you work. It's always something. This camera's got a really cheap, never-ending battery pack in it. Is it working? There we go. Heyo. Let's get this monstrosity out of the way here. Okay, let's talk about gimbals. move you guys over here so I can see what y'all are saying. Roll on over here. Da, da, da. Make it bigger. And there we go. All right. So here's a gimbal. So this is the original gimbals. They are all plastic. The difference between those, the only part that actually makes any sort of contact with anything is this right here on the throttle. When you assemble the radio, this gets pushed down, and that creates your resistance on the throttle. Also, this gets pushed down here, and this disables the centering spring, so the gimbal's allowed to flop around. So this is the only thing adding any tension to the throttle, and this is literally the only thing that touches anything in the gimbal. They all ride on ball bearings. The original ones are quad ball bearings. There's one bearing here. There's one bearing on this side. There's one on this side, and there's one on this side. One for the lefty-righty, one for the uppy-downy. So those being the gimbal being made of metal makes no difference there. The sensing element, nothing touches anything on the sensing element. So here is this is a magnet right here. Well, I had a small screw that would fit in there. I'd show you, but anyways, this is a magnet, and right here, let me change the ISO here, make it a little bit brighter for you guys. So right here is the Hall effect sensing element, and what it does is it senses the magnetic lines of flux coming off of this this magnet. If I had some of that magnetic paper, you would see like a pole here, a pole here, pole here, pole here, pole here. And what this measures is increasing and decreasing lines of flux off this magnet, so it knows where your displacement is. So these two don't actually touch. Nothing touches there. So back, everybody wants gimbal protectors on their radio because they're afraid of damaging the gimbal. You can do this all day long. It will make absolutely no difference because there's nothing making any physical contact between all this stuff. Back when we used potentiometer gimbals, that's different. This and the wiper and the pickup were all integral. They would all touch each other. So if you jarred that, there was a good chance you could damage the potentiometer. The only thing you have the possibility of damaging is the stick end. But if you break an M3 stick, I don't think a gimbal protector is going to help you out there. So, there's a lot of wanketeering that goes on with the marketing of gimbals. These feel exactly the same, except for there is a little bit of deflection in the stick because plastic does flex. But if you're at the point where you can kind of see it, if you're at the point where you're pushing that hard on your gimbals, you need to take a look in the mirror and figure out what the hell your problem is. So these aren't any more accurate. They may be a little more consistent in the down position, but down is down. You don't need to force these things anywhere other than just to the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're not gonna last any longer because they're made of metal, because all the moving surfaces are bearings. And the bearings aren't any different. So, with that said, does anybody have any questions? There's a lot of BS marketing out there. All right. So, Mike Bergman, hopefully that answers your question there. What camera is it, and where do I super chat again? This camera is... This is the CADX Turbo SDR2. Let's see what it looks like. Brand new. Thanks, Joel. All right. There we go. Ooh. It is a big boy. This is a full-size camera. That is a big boy. It's a bit on the older side. It is 22 and 22.26 across, 22.3 uppy downy, and man, look at that lens. Jeez. And then front to back, we're looking 31.28. Look at this lens. Look at this thing. Damn. That thing is huge. Look at that lens. So, yep, that's the camera. Ryan Settlemyer, you're on the board. Congratulations. It's a race of one. Let's see. PayPal for 2. This is Steady Eddie. Okay. Thank you, Steady Eddie. The winner of last month's quad giveaway finally hit me up. I was like hours from moving it to the next person, and he finally emailed me. I'm like, you got lucky, bro. That is a huge camera. It is a huge camera. Doesn't look like what I see on Get FPV. Yeah, it's not the micro. It's the it is the Turbo SDR2. Non-micro. It's got a 2.1 millimeter lens, 5 to 40 volts. Be great on like a parts quad or a wing or something like that. What was I saying? So yeah. Anyways, the only difference I feel in the stock gimbals versus the new gimbals is this. Versus. That's it. Showing no difference. They did actually get a lot smoother throughout the day flying yesterday. Like there was just a tiny little bit of like grittiness to them, which I figured would kind of polish out, but they polished out very nicely, but they don't feel any different than really than the gimbals that came off of it. I did grease these ones with a little bit of Niagel, which I recommend if any. It'll make any gimbal feel better. Just put a little bit of Niagel on the contact surfaces, like right here where the throttle bar touches, or where the ramps are on it. Always makes a gimbal feel way better. The original FPV cams were like the old board cams, where you would actually have to like, it was like it was like a security cam. Those things were crazy cameras. We used to have angled motors to get forward airspeed. Crazy days back then. I got in after that phase. I got in when like the Ishin Wizard was just coming out. That's when I got in. The first Ishin Wizard, the one that you looked at wrong and it would catch on fire. Which I guess is basically like the existing, or the current Ishin Wizard, but it's neither here nor there. So anyways, I hope that answers any questions you guys have about gimbals. I do not use gimbal protectors anymore. My radio goes in my bag. I strategically place it in my bag, not like a complete dumbass, but I do just put this in my bag. If a switch breaks or something, then it's kind of showing me the durability of the radio. Like the TX16S, I swear they make those switches out of like the highest grade, lowest grade type Chinesium they can get. Those things break so stinking easily. This radio with the nice short switches, I literally put it in my bag, close the bag over it, call it a day. You're not going to hurt the gimbals. The worst you can do is break a switch, but that may come down to your ability to pack your radio safely. Yeah, Morton Upshot. I'm way more worried about switches breaking than the gimbals. I am not worried in any way, shape, or form about the gimbals at all. The gimbals are not on a modern quality radio with a quality gimbal, which stock gimbals are quality gimbals right now, I would not worry about the gimbals. It's the switches. And for me, what I did with like a lot of my first FR Sky radios, I took those big old dingus arm switches. I took a pair of cutters and just nipped them off and kind of took a file and cleaned off the edges. I don't need switches that are a mile long. I don't need a switch that's that long. I just need something I can get my finger on. And that's all I need. The shorter they are, the less likely they are going to be broken. Obviously, less of a lever arm on them. Our first quad was the Eachine Lizard 95. I had a Eachine Lizard 95. I really enjoyed that quad. I actually, that was the first thing that got me into like making products for FPV. Is I designed a tower mount out of carbon fiber nylon that allowed you to put a standard micro camera and a VTX on there instead of using that. I think they had like a VTX camera combo thing that really sucked. That was the first thing that got me into making stuff for the hobby, and then after that, it was antenna holders for the Emax Baby Hawk, like the OG and the V2 Baby Hawk, and then it just went from there. Oh boy, the Orange Beacon. Started with the KK2 and the CC3 board. Yikes. Yeah, that is old stuff. I've also bought used radios where people take off every switch besides the arm switch, and then like maybe one other one. I've replaced on a lot of my FR Sky radios one of the switches with just a momentary push button, which you can find at Aloft Hobbies. I think they're an authorized FR Sky reseller, and they sell all the switches and upgrade stuff here in the U.S. And then I think Horus RC across, anywhere other than the U.S. Rick Zapata, anything I need to know about flying this new box frame, or is it going to be the same as my Switchback? It'll be more stable, possibly more stable, and you will win in a midair. At least that's been my experience. You will win in a midair. Saw Bardwell broke his monitor when he dinged at one of his radio switches. Apparently, it hit just right. Yeah, I saw that. That was a while back. Or did he do it again? Yeah. I've got this nice little picture from yesterday. I was just going through my flight footage, and I got this. You guys can guess what happened next. Yeah. Super fun track. I don't know why he was here, and I don't know why I was here, but two things can't exist in the same space at the same time. Let's see. I was about to buy an X9D, but these days it's not possible due to economic problems. I would just stick with what radio you have. You said you had a X Lite or X9 Lite. That's a perfect radio for FPV. It is the perfect radio for FPV. It's not too heavy. It's not too big. It's not too expensive. It has the right amount of switches on it and sliders for the hobby. It is, in my opinion, and it has been for a while, the perfect FPV radio. There are ones that are better. Subjectively, I like the Zorro just because I like the ergonomics of it. This isn't much smaller than an X9 Lite. It honestly isn't. Like when you sit the two on top of each other, this isn't that much smaller. Like the overall footprint that it's going to occupy in your bag. It does have, angular cuts to it, but it's just as thick, it's just as tall, and it's just as wide at all its maximum points. You know what I mean? Let's see. Athix, thank you. If you guys do send a PayPal, make sure you let me know that you did. That way I can double check. Or that way I don't forget to add you to the wheel. Because I will do that. Alright, you're on the wheel, Athix. J-Rod says, Lizard 95 was my first brushless quad also. I flew it twice, not pretty. Yeah, it was. I had a lot of fun with that Lizard 95. I mean, it's like one of my first YouTube videos too. Was flying that thing, just power loop in an old tin shed in my back or my the pasture here. But man, that was a long time ago. Just rolling through the videos here. And here we go. This was from, where's the date? This was, yeah, so I put a Runcam Swift and ATX-03 on the custom mount for this thing. This was August 17th, 2017. Yeah, this was one of my very first videos. I know it looks like trash still, but you know, it's still just craptastic analog. But the Lizard would have like this big black hole, like where the sun was with the original camera. And this is also like the worst Fat Shark DVR possible, uploaded in a whopping 480p. Oh, this is before we put the addition on the house. Interesting to see the yard this way. But yeah, that was my first venture into producing things for the hobby. Skull FPV, congratulations, you're on the wheel. Thank you so much. Let's see. Stolen Yako, got my Zoro. It feels a little weird. You think you can share your PIDs rates, so I have something to start. I used to fly TX16S bag. Zoro feels like more resolution, more DPI. It shouldn't make a difference. My rates for racing are a little on the weird side. They're basically linear. And I'm not that good of a racer. I don't think I would take any setup advice from me, but just so you guys can see, here are my rates. So, 400 degrees per second, almost flat, just a tiny little bit of curve to it. I'm using actual rates. Is that what I'm using? Yeah, actual rates. 150 for center, max rate 400, expo 0.54. All the way across the board. That's what I race with. Then as far as flying freestyle, it's basically Betaflight stock. Just because I'm lazy. Steady says, yeah, I was looking at the Zoro, but I wouldn't save any space for my X9 Lite. No, you wouldn't at all. So sticking with it. Do all the things with the XJT and ELRS module. Yeah, I don't think I'd recommend anybody upgrade from anything that works. If you're on like Spectrum or FlySky, yeah, definitely upgrade to a new radio, because not because there's anything really wrong with them, but not a lot of people use that. Not a lot of people use that radio, so you don't get a lot of help or support. And the OpenTX, EdgeTX ecosystem is completely worth having. So I would say if you're on one of those other platforms, go ahead and get a modern radio. But QX7, X9D, X Lite, X9 Lite, Zoro, TX16S, TX12, which is an awesome radio, by the way. They all don't do anything any different. They have different features. You just kind of have to get the ones that you want. I'm personally staying away from the Mambo and the Tango 2 right now, just because they can't get onto EdgeTX at the moment, and therefore you're limited to the 250 hertz polling rate of the gimbals. And since I'm flying Express LRS and I do like the 500 hertz, I'm sure I don't really notice the difference, but if I have the option for 500 hertz, I want to be able to use 500 hertz. If that makes any sense. Carbon Cage says we have nothing but dramas with the Radio Master. Two TX16s, both board stuff emergency mode, glitched out. Yeah, the first time I saw the Radio Master TX16, or no, the Jumper T16, I opened it up and went, ooh, this thing sucks. I closed it up, left a shitty review on it because they used all ribbon cables, and I'm like, this is not good. Then I bought a TX16S, turned it on out of the box. Screen was all screwed up, had a big like line of missing pixels on it. Open it up, the inside of the board was just like, well, there's nothing really special in here. Too big, too many switches, and I don't care about a color screen because I fly FPV. I'm not flying wings. Too big, too heavy. And then they had charging board issues where the radios were kind of catching on fire. Some had charging, some didn't have charging. I don't know. I mean, it is the most popular radio in FPV right now, but I don't think it's the right radio for the hobby. The Tango 2 was nice. Wish it had trim switches. I know there's ways to trim it, and I know there's auto trim. That's cool. I like the form factor of the Tango 2. I did not like the way they designed their gimbals. Going back to gimbals, this is one contained unit. The way TBS does it is, remember the little magnet we talked about on the side of the gimbal with the magnetic lines of flux? They put that, and this is the same way that the Fly Sky Nirvana does it. They put the magnet on the base of the stick here, so that when you move the stick, see how, so I can catch the light. Well, this bar's in the way, but the magnet was at the bottom of this pivot point. So as you moved, the magnet would move around. So there's your moving lines of flux, and then the sensing element was on a separate board on the main PCB. That's where the pickup was. Now, when the temperature changed, plastic, metal, everything expands at different rates, you would get gimbal drift. So instead of your gimbals being centered, when you're in your house or at 70 degrees or whatever, you go outside where it's 30, the two surfaces would then shift. Obviously, I'm exaggerating it, but a little tiny bit. Because remember, these things are only moving maybe 2-3 millimeters in any direction. 1 millimeter shift can be drastic on the output side of the gimbal, and that is a big issue with the TBS gimbals. At least that's what I think it is. No one will actually admit to what it is, but TBS does have big issues with their gimbals on the Mambo and the Tango 2 because they're designed the same way, with gimbal drift based on temperature. And then you can't put Edge TX on the Tango 2. The Mambo, I really like the Mambo. The Mambo is one of my favorite radios as far as like the way it feels. It doesn't seem like it would feel all that great, but it's basically, it just is. It's a great radio. But it's running Freedom TX. It's another branch of OpenTX. They can't put Edge TX. Oh, my quad wall's not on. Why didn't anybody say anything? There we go. Quad wall's on. We'll put that down there. So yeah, I like the Mambo. The Mambo felt great. But of course I was flying the Mambo with Express LRS on it. Lawrence, good afternoon. How you doing, buddy? At the track. Good for you, buddy. Listen on the way home. Hopefully you had a good day flying at the track. Jumper T16 going strong. Got a Zorro a few weeks back. Been unable to fly. Well, why can't you fly? Is it because of the radio or because of something else? The way you say it makes it sound like it's the radio, but I'm just assuming. And here is the thing I absolutely hate about people. Is if I say I had an issue with the TX, or anybody, just be a third person, go through the Facebook groups. Somebody says, oh, I had a problem with my TX16. You'll get 40 people like, I've never had that issue. I've never had that issue. Fuck. I get it. You don't have the issue. This guy does. Nobody needs your validation that the product, that it works for you. You're not helping anybody. I cannot stand watching that, and it makes me lose faith in people. Free range chicken, $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for the great content. please add 1 respin to the wheel. All right, I will put you on the wheel, and if we land on you, it'll be a respin, but I'll put you on there once. Unless that's not what you want, let me know. Yeah, all the radios are basically the same stuff put in somebody different. They're all basically the same stuff jammed into somebody else's shell. It's all like, you look at the TX16S, it's all the same bits and pieces as X9D, other than the screen and the stuff to control the screen. But like the processor and all that stuff, it's all kind of the same. The shells are a lot nicer on FR Sky products. Like, they are thicker. They're definitely thicker. Sco says, I've never had an issue with success. That's awesome. J-Rod, so for fun, I just tried to fire up my Lizard. I've been getting the first 3 beeps right off the bat. Then 30 seconds later, I get out of the blue 2 more beeps. What does that mean? Just a slow boot up. It could be, so older versions of Betaflight, they had a much longer time between the ESC initialization and then the gyro calibration, which is not to be confused with gimbal, accelerometer calibration. I think they called it the moron threshold, which I don't think they call it anymore, but it was like between when you plugged it in, you got to sit it down and it sits, not moving, and then it'll calibrate the gyro. Older versions of Betaflight were very sensitive to this. Like, if you plugged it in, you had it in your quad in your hand, it would never give you the doot-doot at the end until you sat it down, and then it would doot-doot, and it would calibrate itself. Or there's just a lot of noise in the gyro. But as long as you get them all, you're good to go. But it's amazing you still have it. It's amazing you still have the Lizard. It's like being at school and raising your hand. I don't need to use the bathroom. That's perfect. I'm at work, and all the time people are like, who hasn't completed this? And it should be like, who has? Like, which one are you going to get the least amount of response to? Oh, man. Put me on whatever wheel is for I'm driving. Set up you later. All right, Lawrence. I know you're good for it. Lombard. Lawrence, one of the bigger contributors over on my Discord. If anybody wants to get on my Discord, twfv.com, and the Discord invite link is down there on the left-hand side. So last month, I gave away a brand new Beta 95X V3, no receiver, quad. That's gone, and this month is a bit different. It will be for one of 2 quads. You get to pick which one you want. One will be for the iFlight Firefly Nano Hex. This little guy here. This is a DJI quad. Or the Darwin FPV Baby Ape Pro. Let's pop this guy out of the box and see what this looks like. I had the original Baby Ape, which I very much liked. The camera was hot garbage, but we all know that. The Pro is the Baby Ape with a better camera on it. And the Baby Ape is a very good quad. Obviously, it's thin, light, and cheap, and if you crash it, it'll break. But there is the Baby Ape Pro. Smoke props. And I don't know what camera they put on. It's a Caddx Ant. So definitely a much better camera than what comes on the original Baby Ape. I mean, for the price, I can't believe they get A, it to fly, B, a good camera, a decent VTX, ARM LEDs. It is wafer freaking thin, but this is a very fun, good quad. If you're looking for a quad to get somebody into the hobby that's not a micro, the Baby Ape is probably a good choice. It's gonna break, but if they've mastered the ability to fly in a simulator, this I think would be a good stepping stone to an actual quad. Low threat, it's light, so hopefully it doesn't break if you fly it over grass and crash it. Obviously, flying over concrete is no good. How do you get in on the giveaway? As of right now, the entry link is live for anybody who's a patron supporter at the $5 $5 and up tier. If you're not on that tier, the entry link will go live the day I do the giveaway. It'll go live when I start the live stream for the giveaway. That is how that works. It is open to anybody eventually. So all the people that are saying, oh, you're doing it wrong, well, you can go f yourself because I'm within the rules, barely. Mark 282, good morning, everybody. Here's the wheel entry. Hope everyone's doing good. Have a safe day. Thank you so much, Mark. God, why do I say Mark? Mac 282. Thank you, Mac 282. I don't read or speak well. Got you on a wheel for 2. Thank you so much. Gonna get ours going. I'd convert that hex into a Y6. That would be kind of a cool setup. This thing flies pretty good for what it is. It does haul around a naked GoPro pretty darn well. The motors are 1202.5. I think what I would do if I ended up with this is I would gut it, make a 2.5 inch or maybe a 3 inch HD toothpick out of it, and then just have 2 spare motors. Or just fly the way it is. I don't know. Runs off XT30. So that's this month. Monday morning here. Wheels already spun. Mind blown. The day before my birthday. Fingers crossed. Yeah, flying. Works like just for cool factor. Yeah. Ear is itchy. I think I'm gonna change these up. These have like a stainless steel looking skin on them. I've got kind of a new carbon pattern coming for them that looks like this. Well, I've got it. I just need to change it. Just figure something a little bit different. Change things up a little bit. Okay, we need to get this stinking X-Class done. We need to get done today-ish. Somewhere around today. So I'm going to go over to the bench. Oh, check out the dojis. They're just doing their thing, sitting on ass. I think it is doggy treat time. Oh, they heard the jar. Oh, those treats smell terrible. All right, let's get this out of the way. And here's what we got to work on now. Let's see. What's the difference between the X9 Lite and the X9D Plus? X9 Lite and the X9D Plus, completely different form factor, A. Other than that, it's just the placement of the switches as far as... it depends on which X9D. They did make an Access version of the X9D, and then they have the older ACC ST version. Just kind of whatever one you want to work with. The X9 Lite is Access only, so it'll do Access and D16. It will not do D8 ACCST. But it will run an external module, but it runs the micro modules, or the light modules, so the skinny ones, not the full-size XJT modules. So, I mean, there are a lot of differences, but as far as, like, how they work and perform, it's a lot of just what you see is what you get. Different outside. Look at the switches. The X9, oh, that is blown out. There we go. Yeah, there's different switches. So there's X9 Lite and X9 Lite S. The S adds internal charging, metal CNC Hall gimbals, and I think 2 momentary buttons on the top, which I recommend the S. If you're going to get the X9 Lite, get the S version. At least that's That's my opinion. So, with the Beast class here, I'm going to run this thing on DJI. I'm going to run it on an air unit. I have an air unit here. I just need to attach the camera to it. Buyback says I have the QX7S and love it. I had a QX7. I absolutely hated that radio. Just the ergos of it, I did not like. Felt like I was holding onto a pizza box. It didn't fit my hands, and that doesn't mean it's a bad radio at all. It's a great radio. It's just not every person's built for every radio, so you got to kind of find the ones that work for you. Look for my screwdriver. So we got to put this camera on this air unit. It does it all, no mods required. Well, I mean, that's not exactly true. If it's one of the older QX7S's that's an ACCST radio, it can't run Crossfire at the max baud rate without doing the inverter mod, whereas the Access QX7 can. But on Edge TX, you don't need to do any of the mods because it has what they call 1-bit mode, which basically just deals with the inverter mod issue on a software side. I hate this MIPI connector. Like, is this really necessary, or is this just some industrial jelly bean that exists that they use instead of having to design and make their own connector? All right. So I've got two of the original air units, the ones that came with the V1 goggle bundle. Neither one of them, after the 50 megabits update, will actually record DVR onto the air unit. I always get the slow SD card error. I've been through 5 or 6 different SD cards. I've bought the exact same ones that DJI recommends, the ones they sell on their website, and still it does not work. So I bought a new air unit just to see if maybe it was like a hardware issue, like a first run compatibility type thing. I don't know. So we're trying a new air unit here, and I don't know. Well, I know exactly which camera this thing was designed for, but the front end of this is not designed for a small camera, so I've had to use 2 of these M2 standoffs on each side to kind of space the camera out to get it in there, to get it to fit. Yeah, it's a newer one. Okay, buybacks. Yeah, it's a newer one. So that radio can do everything. It can do access. It can do D8, Crossfire, Tracer, Express LRS, all with the right modules, if you wanted to. Can't wait for the TBS V2 gimbals for my Tango 2. What is the difference in the new V2 gimbals? I've heard that there's a V2 gimbal coming out. I haven't really looked into what the changes are, but I'm curious there. I traded my Tango 2 and my Orcas for a set of V2 DJI goggles not too long ago, so I can have a ride-along set for when I do. I did a public speaking demonstration for a local engineering college for their aerospace week, and I put them up on I have 2 X9 lights that I had buddy box through Bluetooth together, and I put them on the DJI goggles in spectator mode and let them fly. And I did it the year before, but it was on analog, and everybody was very put off by the analog pictures. So I wanted to get a second set of DJI goggles, and instead of borrowing a set, I just I just bought a new set from fvexchange.com. If you've never been there, I recommend you go there. It's like the best site for secondhand and even brand new FPV equipment. Nevin is a huge supporter of the hobby and deserves a look. Okay, so I got the air unit in. Got the camera cable kind of routed somewhere like that. This is actually a really neat setup. Once the top plate is actually on the quad, you can service the electronics by taking this plate off here. Buyback says, "Yep, I have every module." Yeah, I have a stack of modules. I even still have a Crossfire module. I think I'm down to like maybe 1 or 2 quads with Crossfire. I've been slowly phasing those out to Express LRS whenever I get around to working on them. The real disappointing ones to work on are the ones that I have like receiver mounting boards on. I didn't really think ahead too well about how I'm going to get those things off of there. Stolen Yakko, are those screwdrivers worth the price? Absolutely. These are the best screwdrivers I have ever used. I know they're expensive, and there's some other people in the chat that can vouch for me on these things, but these are amazing. They look old, they look crappy, but these the MIP drivers are by far the best drivers I have ever used. I also have some Weras. I really like these. I bought the piece of shit anodized aluminum ones that Bardwell was hawking. Those things were hot garbage. The tips were butter soft. Wreck every piece of hardware I've ever tried taking off with those things. So I've bought a lot of screwdrivers over the last couple of years, and these are the most expensive, and these are the most best. Brandon Woodford, MIP are the best. And I think there's a couple other people in the chat that have also purchased these off my recommendation and have seen the light. They do sell just the drivers if you want to put them in like a driver. It's like a, was it like a 1/4-inch hex on this end, and then whatever on the other end. Those are pretty good too. But I have a set of drivers for this bench. I have a set of drivers for my actual workbench behind the wall. I have a set of drivers for my flight bag, because if I have to like round things up when I go flying or when I come back, then I'm gonna forget something. No better tool than the monkey fist, man. Yeah. Found the UC4. This is my my flyaway kit. This is what I take to the field with me. It's the Ethics kit. It's a pretty good kit. The drivers aren't the best, but I throw I have a retractable X-Acto knife, which I have stabbed myself once with because I'm used to like clicky pens. So I did this and then inserted that blade into my palm once. You only end up doing that once, but travels well. These drivers are pretty good. I do like that the ends are capped and you can put hardware inside of these things. That is a nice little feature. And you know, it's a field toolkit, so it's not getting the duty cycle that my bench stuff does. So these are the bench. These are the ones I go with. I've got a random flight test Phillips head in there. Keep my short saver in there. A couple of files which I don't ever use. They're just there. 8mm ratchet wrench, clippers, diagonal cutters. XT60, some heat shrink, some random stuff I keep inside of this, and then I usually keep these little spark fun tweezers in there, usually. And then, you know, I just like the fact that it zips up in a nice little case. There are better toolkits out there, but I like the Ethics stuff. I'm not a brand whore, but I do like the Ethics stuff. It's usually pretty quality stuff. Let's see. Allen wrenches I prefer T-shaped. They spin great. Yeah. And it's not so much the handles, it's this part that I care about. These are ground in a way that engage the head of the screw very well. They don't slip. They either are in or they're not. There's never that like, well, oh, I slipped off. Moore's Ideal products. Yeah. These, yeah, I think these are big in like the RC car world. All right, got that together. We need to get this onto the quad. I don't know if I can even call it a quad. This thing is a lot. So originally I was going to power this off a Maytech Beck here. This will take in 6 to 40 volts and it'll output 5, 12, or 9 volts. But the PDB has a 12 volt output that's rated at 3 amps, which is plenty for the air unit. I'm not powering anything other than the flight controller off of it. So I think I'm going to use the PDB to power the air unit, unless for some reason one of you guys out there who is smarter than me has a good reason not to. I'm gonna grab a battery. Gotta power my soldering iron. You can see I got the Bat Go plug on there. She's purple. I didn't fly this pack yesterday, and it is discharging itself. Has this been over 48 hours since I charged it? I think that's what I got set up. All right. Fire this bad mamma jamma up. Again, using the Sequoia 001. It's a great little TS100 clone. Great soldering iron. Did you know the handle's made so you can put a box-in wrench to help it turn? Oh yeah, I guess you would be able to. That is good to know. I've learned something today. I learned something yesterday. I was making a comment on my Discord that my goggle battery didn't last, but then again, I'm like, well, it is powering analog module, it's powering the HD0, and it's powering the goggles themselves. I wish there was a way to shut off the analog module, kind of like Fat Sharks do with a switch. One of the guys said, I thought it does that when you switch inputs to HDMI. My response was, oh, well, I never even thought of looking. Went downstairs, powered them on. Module turns on for a second and then goes right out when it detects the HDMI input. I learned something. All right, so that's our 12 volt pad on the PDB. You're going to put a USB pigtail on this thing. Looks like it'd be difficult to access. No, I think it'd be easy enough to get in there once the top plate is on. Yeah, that'll be fine. I might have to later on, but if, you know, we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. Let's strip of tin this stuff here. So it's 11:23. Just let me know when we get to 11:45, and we'll spin the wheel for the frame, the camera, the charger, you pick whatever it is you want. And if you're just getting in here, we're doing a $5 super chat for an entry to win a 5-inch race frame, a camera. It's a old Caddx full-size camera, so just be aware. Or a 1S charger. I have a bunch of different ones. You just pick which one you want. That's on there. Look at my work. Looks good. I kind of wish this had a larger focal range on it so you didn't have to be like right on it for it to be in focus. All right, so we've got that on there. Now we have to do the TX and RX wire so we can do the MSP connection. Let's see, I had that pulled up. Diagram. So here's the input that I'm working with. I've got the power, ground, and then it's RX and TX. So RX to TX, TX to RX. So RX is first. So the first wire is RX, and right here on the top of my board is TX1. We're going to go with UART1 right there on the top. That is TX1. We're going to go RX to TX. And I think I may shorten this wire up just a little bit. Try to make her look nice. There's RX1. Now we need to do TX1, which I'm pretty sure is on the other side of the board. I'm like 99% sure it's on the other side. We need to find some shorter nylon standoffs for this. These ones are just kind of what I had. They work, but I would like to go with something a little shorter. All right. So that's TX1, and on the other side is, look at that, RX1. Just like I was hoping. And we'll just pin this in place. We're working on it. I'm a mess. No more And I go home. You said things could only get better. I need Ryan Settlemeyer said, went with the Apex over the Moon Goat. Built already. Cool. I think that was the better choice. I'm going to solder on the red wire next to the bind button. I'd personally get a little bead on there to be safe. I am unsure what you're talking about. Let's... Alright. Let's see, one vision arrow. There enough solder on the red wire next to the bind button. I'd personally get a little bead on there to be safe. You're talking about this one here. There's plenty of solder on that. Yes, there could be more, but the problem that I'm having is the underside of the board is soaking up a lot of the solder. But yeah, I agree. I could probably put more on there, but that is not going anywhere, at least not without taking the pad with it. But you're right, it could have more. It certainly could have more. I solder that up like a freaking moron. Let me fix that. See, I accidentally ran this wire on the wrong side of that bundle, so we'll just... pop this bad boy out. And let's back out through here. There we go. That's much better looking. There we go. Better. Let's see.
I'm trying to touch the States this time. 2021. Yeah, show him I can still rap though.
What EOS 2.4 RX do you use? I started with Beta FEV and then tried Axis. I like those a lot. My preferred full-size receiver, like this one, is the Beta FEV, Nano, Micro, whatever the hell they call it. But yeah, that's my preferred is the Beta FPV ones. They're built well. They have worked very well for me in the past. I like the antennas that come with them, which there's a lot to be said for that. And also, they label the pads. I know it's a silly reason, but if you make this stuff and you don't silkscreen your pads as a manufacturer, you're just showing disdain for your customer. They silk pad, like I don't have to go bring up my phone, figure out which one's TX and RX because I'm not committing that crap to memory. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's all the connections. Those came out backwards. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I see. Yeah, the chats came out backwards. Yeah. I prefer the Beta FPV ones. Oh, but Beta FPV. Shut up. I like a lot of Beta FPV products. I think they make, in general, good products. They also push the envelope. Like everybody complained about Happy Model boards burning up, but they were also the only company out there making all-in-one with ESC, flight controller, and VTX in one, and they were burning up every once in a while. And of course, you're only going to hear about the ones that people complain the loudest about. I gotta find my screwdriver for these. I don't remember where I put it. Oh, there it is. It's back here. You push the envelope, things fail. Like it's just the way it is. At least they're trying. A lot of companies out there just don't try. They wait for somebody else to do shit, then they copy it. So I just had these in there to kind of hold the arms in place while I was working on it. And put that top plate on. So I like Catalyst Machine Works frames. I think they build a great frame. Unfortunately, this has been kind of a hot mess. They forgot a lot of pieces. They forgot the TPU prints for certain things. They forgot some hardware. These screws that look like this that go into the TPU parts, they only gave me enough to put. They only gave me half the quantity I'm supposed to have, and I can't really find anything that fits in there locally. Like I don't know. I bought this right before their merger with whatever company it is that they turned into. I don't know if this is their normal level of customer, of quality or not. I'm not impressed. They've been super cool about, making everything right, but I keep finding more things that are wrong as the project progresses, and I've had this for so long that I feel bad being like, hey, so that thing I bought from you like 3.5 months ago, having more problems with it. I'm sure they would be completely understanding. I don't know. It's just me, I guess. See, Lawrence says the stack I fried in the switchback because I was messing with it. Flew like shit. Turns out I needed to change settings in BL Heli. Championship edition motors needed it to fly. What did you have to change in BL Heli to get motors to work? It seems odd. Bobby Bag says I've used a Catalyst Machine Works. I love Catalyst Machine Works. Use the Mofo V2 for racing. Shocker 4. Everything's falling down. Banggood for Bando bashing. I mean, there's no question they make good frames, but I'm just disappointed in the quality of the kitting of this frame. And this is probably one of their most expensive frames they build. I mean, you would think that. I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm looking at it as a personal aspect, not as from a company standpoint. So mistakes happen, whether it's a $5 frame or a $500 frame. I get it, mistakes happen. I'm not angry at them. It's just annoying. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. That's what it is. Yeah. It's a lot of pieces. You know, it's like my daughter's putting together like a Lego set. She's like, "Oh, I'm missing a piece." I'm like, "No, you're not. There's no freaking way you're missing something." They have that shit down to a freaking science. Make sure you have all the pieces you need. And of course, it's always pieces missing, and it's, you know, stuck on the couch or it's under the table. It's always something like that. All right. There we go. Top plate's on. I think I should call it a top plate. Top-ish plate. Then this one's gonna go like so. There's that. This has been one heck of an experience building this thing. Definitely way more of a satisfying building experience than building the iFlight X-Class frame that I built right there. That frame was and still continues to be a complete pain in the ass to work on. It's cheap. It's a cheap frame. Flies, whatever. It's just so hard to service anything in it. There we go. It's together there. Now, like I said, I'm missing the screws that go into these. Unfortunately, I like this is the closest thing I can find, and they're not big enough. I'm gonna make one more attempt to go to the hardware store to find a screw that'll fit through here. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna take a Dremel and zip those, make them a bit bigger. So that is that. I'll have to set up the air unit. Let's be very careful since I'm running this in series. Two 6S batteries in series for 12S. I need to go negative to positive, positive, negative, but it's very, very easy to grab the two leads off the same battery and plug them in, and then you have a very scary afternoon if you do that. Shit will get wild. There we go. Let's plug her in. No smoke, no smoke, no smoke. All right, just plugged in. Let's get this connected up. Let's see, monitor 2. Let's put you on 3 here. Monitor 3. It's DJI assistant. Where's that? All right. Oh, gotta get a fan out. I've always got this little It's a little USB powered fan. There we go. I always throw a little USB powered fan on air units when I'm updating them. Just, fuck. The only difficult part is it just always wants to fall down. All right. All right, we're coming up on 11:45 here. We're going to do the spin for the Super Chat giveaway. If anybody wants to get on that, it's $5 Super Chat for either a AOS5R race frame, a CADX Turbo EOS with a camera, or a 1S battery charger. I got a couple of them. You can pick whichever one you want. So $5 Super Chat. We're going to close the wheel down here in just a minute. And here's what I have on the wheel right now. If you don't see your name, and it should be on there, make sure you say something. Otherwise, I'm sorry. Let's see. GemFan's working on polycarbonate lifter props. Cool. GemFan makes, I think, the only like good X-Class props that I know of. And I've been using those on the X-Class for a while. So the screws that are supposed to go in there are like wood screws. Blizzard FV for 5. You're in the wheel. All right. Control C, Control V. Got you on the wheel there. Yeah. So the underside of the ESC holders are like a wood screw. Mike Bergman says he's broke AF. Sorry, buddy. Am I on there? 8X. Yes, you are on there. You must be listening. Yep, you're on there, I think. It says, I like the 250, but hate the cam cage and top plate. Yeah, it is. It is kind of a pain in the butt to work with. Free Lojo, $5. Tweet, get on the wheel. Here you go. All right, $5. You're on the wheel. One entry for Mr. Lojo. They're Allen wood screws? No, they're Phillips head. Sorry, Mike. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Blizzard, you're a mensch. Here we go. Mike Bergman. Blizzard's got you covered there. Mike Bergman, you're on the wheel for 1. Oh. Screwed that up. Let's see. Bobby Bags says he loves my grips. Thank you. I love my grips too. Oh, I did not show you guys this. Let's see. Complete. Let's turn power off then. I forgot. I have this. Totally forgot about it. Well, there's a reason why I forgot about it. Because it's nothing special. License to drive. Name on the wheel, please. You shall get your name on the wheel. Name is on the wheel. License to drive. Congratulations. Thank you for contributing. Athex, let me know how those work. I'm very curious. Yeah, so anyways, I have the iFlight Commando 8. I totally forgot I have this because it is not a radio to remember. I haven't done a review on it, but I've got the grips cut for it. I think they look good. There are things I like about this. It is very much basically the same as the T Pro, except for they do a lot of things right that the T Pro did wrong. There's no momentary switches here on the top. Focus, these are latching like they should be, but this switch should be down here is where it should be, not up here. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. We got 2 3-positions, and we got 2 latching switches. I do like the interface. I like the DJI style power on. You know, the click hold. It's a nice looking radio. The sticks seem shorter than the T Pro, which I did not like how long the sticks were. But again, and these are recessed a little bit more into the housing, which makes them a little more user friendly. They should have had like a 3 or 4 degree, maybe a 5 degree cant outward to the gimbals to kind of work with the natural contour of your hands. But not a bad radio. I don't really care about this folding style antenna thing. It's cool, but the rating element inside of this radio is about an inch and a half long at the most. But not bad. It has a fan in it. Runs all the time. 250 milliwatts. Should be more, but Mac282 says he's going to try it again. All right, you're on there for 3. That gives you better odds. All right, I am going to close this thing down, and let's give it 11:50. It's 11:49, 11:50. We'll close this thing down. We'll spin the wheel. But not a bad radio. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I haven't really done much in the sim with it. I flew a few times in the sim. It's whatever. But I did also get the 900 megahertz module with it, because I figured why not? If I'm going to give this thing away, it'll be like the whole shebang. So you just pop the old module out, toss the 900 megahertz module in there, and then there is also a dual band antenna that you replace in the T part there, and this is the dual band antenna. I know a lot of people are kind of shitty about the dual band antenna, but you can do a dual band antenna. You just have to do it right. I don't know if they did it right. It's going to be on the transmitter side where they have to do it right, but I don't know if you can see it, but the radiating element, you can see the 900 megahertz one is right here. It goes from here to here, and then the 2.4 is, I think, right there. So I don't, if they change the impedance and capacitance on the transmitter side, they can actually make this work almost as good as a dedicated antenna. But that's, that remains to be seen. I think 99% of people out there don't need 900 megahertz with the fact that we have the high quality 2.4 low latency links out there now. But anyways, it is a thing. All right, guys, we're gonna shut the wheel down here. Everybody take a good look at the wheel. Make sure you're on there. I don't know who this blank spot is. We'll get rid of that. Why are there blank spots in here? Why are there blank spots? Bergman. Buy bags. Not sure why there's blank spots. We'll guess new. Oh, all right, that fixes it. All right, guys. That's how the Tango 2 and Mambo should have come. Yeah, I agree. Could everybody please hit the thumbs up? It's interesting. Those who bought more than one have larger catchment areas. I'll reroll. Hit shuffle. Yep, we're gonna definitely shuffle this sucker up. Shuffle. I don't know what time it's set for, but we're gonna spin anyways. Good luck, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bobby Bags, congratulations, Bobby Bags! You are the winner of. Take your pick. If you're still here in the video, let me know what you want. hit me up at tweetfev@gmail.com. I don't have your contact information, so it's up to you to contact me. tweetfev@gmail.com or hit me up over on Discord, Patreon, wherever, and we'll get that out to you. Congratulations, Bobby Bags. There you are. He's there. Just so... Just to refresh your memory, we've got the AOS 5R race frame, the CADX Turbo SDR2, and then a 1S charger of your choice. We've got the Beta FPV PH and BT 2.0 on USB-C. We've got the ISDT UC4 PH 2.0 on USB-C. And then I've also got the Strix PH 2.0 on XT30. Let me know which one you would like. You don't have to let me know on here. Just do it over on email. Remember, email me, tweetfb@gmail.com. If you guys want to know how you can support me, go to tweetfb.com. That is my website. I don't know why it came up like that, but if you want to support me, or if you want a set of radio grips, I have plenty of manufacturers. If you guys haven't put a set of grips on your TS100, you got to get on that. That is a game changer. That is a game changer. And if you want to find a way to support me, all my affiliate links are here on the left-hand side, and then all my social media and Patreon are on the right. Become one of the cool kids up here at the top that support me the most. If you want to get in on the monthly giveaway, you want to get on early, go to Patreon, sign up for the $5 and up tier. Bardwell streaming in 5 minutes, plus another 5 minutes for his intro song. And that is that. The Beast class is basically done. I will maiden it live. I will not maiden it without you guys around. I don't know when it'll be. Might be sometime during the week. I don't know. But I will not maiden it without you guys. It is essentially done. I'm sure there's beta flight configurations that need to be done. That's boring stuff. I'm not going to bother with that. Need to find some new hardware for mounting the ESCs. But as far as that goes, she is good to go. Thank you all for coming out today and hanging out, playing along. Yeah, if you want to become one of the cool people, these guys up here, especially this one here. Look at that guy. What that guy? Or how about Josh Mura? He's one of the newer people. Lawrence, longtime supporter. L. Leston, glad to have you around. Mihail Radic, great supporter there. I wonder if I should make that scroll faster. Market Zero, Mike Bergman. Thank you all for being supporters. I hover tested this one right there. That is big and scary. This is smaller and probably scarier. That's only that one's only on 6S. Sorry, 8S. That's 8S. iFlight builds, iFlight motors, iFlight ESC, PDB, flight controller, frame. Everything on it that could be iFlight is iFlight. Free Range Chicken, thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. Ryan Settlemeyer, thank you for being a supporter. Ryan Settlemeyer, one of the YouTube members, which I still don't know what the hell to do with you guys, but I appreciate the support either way. That's the green membership thing down there. YouTube has given me the ability to put product links in my videos now. I don't know how that looks on your guys' end, but it's a new beta feature that they've extended to me, which is kind of cool. But look forward to just a stupid flight edit that I have out there. Next week, I think that's when I'll put it out. I'll put out the race footage here, probably Monday. I've got a review of this piece of crap Ruco U11 drone. That's gonna be boring. I don't recommend you watch it, but I owe them a video. It's a piece of shit. Maybe it'd be entertaining to see my opinions on it. Look for a video for the AGO1 mini gimbals for the Raymaster Zoro, the iFlight 8 Commando. Oh man, Lumia Stream is just not doing its thing today. Oh yeah, I was wondering why no one's played with the lights. Lumia Stream isn't doing anything. All right. This is weird. This is like the first stream in like a month where I haven't gone like an hour over. I'm actually gonna end it now. Olson says, I got the Manta 2 days ago. Cool, man. Hope you enjoy it. I have the sub 250 crates coming in probably Monday or Tuesday, so there'll be a video on that along with a giveaway. Another advantage of being a patron supporter is I make that the link for the entry form for the sub 250 crate. I just put it in there instead of having you guys search through the video, so that's another advantage that you get there. Sco, thanks for coming out. Athex, RGB. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? What's going on here? Is the Lumia stream just like dead? There's the commands. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go. One vision aerial tagged orange. You can see what it looks like. It's down here. So, oh, there we go. It's working. I don't know why the quad wall's not working. I don't know. There's so many things going on right now on my stream. Oop. Apparently doesn't want to control the quad wall. Maybe it's because I'm doing weird stuff with it. I don't know. Anywho, it is what it is. It can't be perfect every time. I try, but it doesn't. My chat froze ages ago. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I used to have the YouTube chat running here, is because I know for me on my end, it would freeze and I'd have to close the chat, open the chat, and then it would roll up and be current. And it was pain in the butt. All right, guys, Bardwell streaming here. I will get off of this. See you guys next time. Hang out, watch Joshua Bardwell, and after that, hang out for my man Aaron Ciotti, who's always good for a lot of F-bombs and frustration watching him try to build a micro. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. And as always, stay positive. See you next time.